Well, YouTube, it is August 4th, and I know that I said that we were in a holding pattern until I get the part for the rudder back, but I was reading through the plans and there are other things I can do. I'm gonna dimple. I'm gonna dimple the parts and the flat surfaces and the rudder skins and get all of that ready. No one says that you can't dimple before you do your mock-up. So we are going to dimple everything and get that ready. I just can't, 3 days, of not doing anything. It's driving me nuts. So we're gonna get out the dimpler. We'll probably use the C-frame, and I'll show you a picture of that just in case you don't know what it is when we get ready for it. And we might even use the the squeezer, the pneumatic dimple. I don't know. It's just a pain switching out the arm for that. You have to use, instead of the adjustable arm on the squeezer, you have to use a solid arm, so you have to basically disassemble that. And the squeezer is what we use to do the rivets as well. I do have another squeezer coming on eBay. This is my second purchase. The first set of squeezers that I purchased got lost in the mail somewhere. Who knows? From eBay. So I got another set that is coming, so that way it will keep me from having to switch those out so much. So with that, I just want to say, like I said, we're going to dimple today and get as much done as we can. We'll see what we can do. I mean, like I said, it's better than sitting around for 3 days waiting for a part to come in. Let's get this show on the road, and like always, this plane's not going to build itself. All right, YouTube. So I've got this piece ready to be dimpled on the C-frame. There's a couple things I wanted to show you. Number one, I like leaving the blue on until to help protect it. The other thing is to get this cut out. All you have to do is use a straight edge and a hot iron. The Harbor Freight Special. I'd probably get something a little bit hotter than this iron here. And then you can just draw it out, and that will allow you to do it. Of course, I got the red dots. That means the instructions aren't clear on if these should be dimpled. These are actually blind riveted, these pieces here. So I don't know if these need to be dimpled, and the instructions really are not clear on that. So I'm gonna just leave these. I can always dimple them later, but I'm not gonna dimple these right now. When in doubt, don't do anything. And then I got the red dots on these up here. Actually, that fiberglass piece goes in this slot, and that's what makes the top of the rudder. So I am not going to dimple those just yet. I will get instructions from Vans or from another builder to see. I'm going to the EAA this weekend, and I'll take a look at Steve's RV10 and see. But I don't believe these are blind riveted, so I do not believe these need to be dimpled. All of the ones that are in the metal here do need to be dimpled, so I'm going to go ahead and get the C-frame out, and we'll get to a dimpling. All right, YouTube, here we go. We got the dimpler. This is a dimpler setup. Basically, it's two sets that come down and it dimples. It puts a dimple into the metal, in the sheet metal, and that allows you to make sure that your rivets are flush with the metal and stuff. And so now, one thing I have to say, I love these EAA benches. These things are awesome. They give you the ability, and the plans are on the site, on my site, at n622rv.com, n622rv.com. But they have the wheels. You can move them around. That way you can kind of move around the work and everything, which is great, especially in a shop this size, which is not that big. It gives me the ability to move around. So one of the things I did is, this is actually the front and this is the back of the skin. I left the bluing on here thinking I was going to dimple from this side going that way. I found out it's so much easier with this pin. There's a pin right here. It's so much easier to take the part and line it up this way on the pin and dimple than it is to try to line it up this way going down so you don't hit the metal. You guys kind of see. So this way I can just kind of line it up like that, and then I can dimple. The nice thing about the dimpler is consistent. It's all it dimples the same way every time. You can't over dimple a skin because this is steel and it will only go so far when it meets as it comes down. You can't over dimple that. So that's the really nice thing. So you get consistent dimples on the thing, and when I get done dimpling the sheet, I'll flip it over and I'll show you what it's going to look like. All right, I wanted to show you guys something that I discovered. So doing it this way, getting this pin to line up from underneath and just filling for it, it's kind of hard when you have if you put your arm way back here. But if you keep your arm right here at this distance, this kind of gives you an idea, because this is perfectly in line with that pin, and that will help you. I was doing it way up here, trying to line it up, reaching under there, doing all that, and I found out that if I just keep it just like that and use this as my spot, it kind of gets me in the right direction, and it will save a ton of time. Just a little tip there. I don't want to say pro tip because I'm definitely not a pro, but if it can help you, hey, that's what we're here for. All right, there you go, YouTube. 2 skins dimpled. I have to tell you, prepping took longer than the actual dimpling process. So everything's dimpled. I did finally found in the instructions, leave it to almost the last page, where they did say to go ahead and dimple these. It's kind of a blurb in the instructions where they say go ahead and dimple those, because they get a different, I'll go over here to the high tech screen here, and there is right there, they say insert C4 in the dimpled holes. See, there you go, the CS4-4s, and that's what these are, is 4-4s, CS4-4s on this pattern here. If you look at their little key, so that's how they tell you to dimple it. Install the CS4-4s into the dimpled holes. So there you go. So those get dimpled. So I've got this laying down, so I'll go ahead and dimple these tomorrow when I take I got to do all of the stiffeners. Now, all of these pieces need to be dimpled so they match here and everything lays flush. So we'll take it apart tomorrow, and when I do that, I'll go ahead and dimple the rest. So that's a pretty good start for today. Like I said, I know I've got 3 to 4 days before I can actually put anything back together, but at least we can get a good run at things and get ahead of the game here. It's a little bit better than waiting 3 or 4 days and doing nothing. Well, there you go, YouTube. Thanks for spending another evening in the shop with me as we got the right and left rudder skins dimpled. And yeah, you know, like I said, we were gonna wait for the replacement part for my screw up from the other day, but I figured I'd get in here and get it ahead of it. No one says you can't dimple ahead, so we'll get the dimpling done and then we'll do the mock-up. So we got the skins done. Oh my gosh, I will have to tell you, doing the skins, prepping the skins, cutting out the blue plastic and doing that I found the most difficult part. The dimpler, this thing is incredible, the C-frame dimpler. I highly recommend, if you're going to be dimpling or you're going to be building a Vans, get this. This thing is just incredible. I did mine, like I said, I put my male set on the bottom, and it was easier for me to do it upside down to line it up. Your mileage might vary, I don't know. And like I said, the trick for me was to, instead of going all the way up and then trying to line it up, because I know these are perfectly in line with each other, to actually just keep it right there. And that, I flew. The second skin, I will tell you, I did it in about half the time as the first skin. So that was a really good exercise. Like I said, I highly recommend the EAA benches. I would, and then you can get the rollers like what I've got to roll them around on the floor. This thing was really nice to be able to work around the product instead of making the product work around the tool. You know, being able to move around. That was just huge. It made life so much easier. Yes, I know I'm using the Amazon box instead of the, you're supposed to build a carpet shag kind of thing here to keep everything flat, but you know, I just did it the way I did it, and it worked. It worked. I'll probably, I know I keep on saying this. Actually, what I'm more than likely going to do is reset this dimpler into the table itself. So build it so that the dimpler is flush with the table. I think that would, instead of building those wings, which are smaller than the whole table. So that's more than likely what I am going to do. I'll get back in here and then frame this out and stuff. I got some lumber left over when I made these tables, but I cannot speak right now. The most, well, there's a lot of nice tools in the shop, but one of the nicest ones is these benches, and they're just universal. They work. They work really, really, really well. Being able to move them around like that. So, like always, I appreciate you guys spending your evening or day or whenever with me and here in the shop. And you know, make sure you hit that like button. You know, subscribe so you get notified of posts. I try to get into the shop every day, spend 2 hours. So every day, you're not waiting. And I'm not criticizing anybody else. You know, don't think I'm taking a jab, because I watch all the other RV10 builders and I love watching their stuff. Jason, Prime Lady, Missile 20, and you know, Build a Plane, and all those guys. I love watching their videos. They do such better job at videos than I do, and I get it and stuff. But I like doing these daily videos, and so every night I try to get the video out for the next day from the previous day. So. You know, so get out there and please hit that smash like or whatever, and leave your comments. Comments are important. Leave them to the airplane. You guys know the rules. I don't have to tell you that again. You know, keep them to the plane, and I'll try to answer those for you the best I can. I'm learning myself, and like always, be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. God bless you guys, and I look forward to doing another video with you tomorrow.